What is up, Dokkan player? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Blaze and we are back with another Dokkan battle video. And today, before we start the video, of course, hopefully he's having a very good day today. So today we'll be looking here at the top 10 characters you should bring here against Cell in the Ultimate Red Zone. I'm doing this video here because I feel like a lot of people actually have some difficulty against this Cell. This Cell is a very tough boss for the average Dokkan player, I want to say here, especially if you're trying to do a no item run. Which of course is not a mission. It's just, you know, if you want to try and get the no item run against the Cell here. So I would say Andre 17 and 18 are pretty still tough, but like this Cell here, if your account is not stacked, yeah, he's pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie, because when we actually take a look at the stats right here, Cell is a monster. So as far as the stats, he has HP 75 million. His attack, his normals are gonna do 490k, which is ridiculous for this character, because this is not only the scary part. The scary part is when he actually does a super attack, because he does increase his attack by 30%. So this is much higher. And a lot of characters, even type advantage, I would say, against this character is going to take a lot of damage. So this Cell is a very hard hitting character. His defense is going to be 80k, but also has damage reduction of 62%, and he does 7 attacks per attack. I mean, sorry, he does 7 attacks per turn. Which is also really crazy, because if he super attacks first, again, this is going to be over 500k per normal. So not only do you have to survive the super attack, but you also have to try and survive the barrage of attacks from this character. His super attack does, his super attack does 1.372 million, or which is right out to 1.4 million for this character. Now, he's not able to be debuffed for attack and defense. He's immune to stuns and also seal, and then also it has a chance to actually do a recovery at I believe it's every second turn, or it could be every turn, I'm not too sure actually, but he does have the ability to heal up the damage as well, which is pretty intense. For I remember, he actually recovers about 6 million is what I remember. So yeah, this Cell can be pretty tricky if for like the average Dokkan player, because he hits again really hard. So as far as the top 10 best characters you want to bring against this Cell, I'm going to start with number 1, which of course is going to be Orange Piccolo. Orange Piccolo is the GOAT. He's very good. What actually makes him very deadly, of course, is going to be his passive and his leader skill. He's going to be a 20% leader skill for the superheroes or battle of wits, and also if you're going to be part of the bottom master disciple category or movie heroes, you get the extra 30%, while the superheroes and battle of wits are going to be a flat 170 across the board. On the super attack effect, his 12 key super, he does greatly raise defense and raise attack for 1 turn. Of course, Cell is going to be immune to the stunning. And then on his 18 key super, also greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. And then also lowers attack and defense, but of course, as you guys know, Cell is also immune. Now, what makes this Piccolo very good is, of course, going to be his passive. So he does have an intro where he actually gets your attack and defense plus 100%. Guards all attacks for the first 3 turns for the start of turn, when there's another bond of Master Disciple character ally on the team, starting from the character's attacking turn. He also gets your attack and defense plus 150 at the start of turn, plus additional key plus 1 per key to obtain, reduced damage received by 20%. So this goes a long way, especially when he has his guard as well, plus the extra attack and defense, basically plus 250 at the start of turn. Piccolo is going to tank this very well, especially if you have a support unit on the rotation, or one of his best linking partners, which of course is going to be this STR Piccolo, who's also going to be supporting him as well, which is again very good. He also gets your attack and defense plus 30% with each attack received up to 150, so he only needs to be hit here 5 times, and as we know, Cell does 7 attacks per turn, so you can actually maybe potentially, depending where the attacks are going to be done, you can actually have this LR Piccolo fully built up. Now, he also has this heal as well. He also provides your key plus 2 whenever he gets hit for all the allies, but this is much more important here, is that you do have this in your back pocket, which I feel like a lot of Dokkan players actually forget, because it might be very rare to actually see here. But he does, when your HP is below 30% at the start of a character's attacking turn after the character receives 7 attacks or more in battle, he is going to fully recover you and then get an extra damage reduction of 30%. So this again can come really handy depending on how your rotations or your turn go, because this Cell can, you know, depending on the character that he supers, maybe it's the wrong one, or a character is not fully built, like he can put you in a serious trouble. So having this extra heal and the extra damage reduction really makes this Piccolo like a very good character to have here against Cell. Now, what's even more good is that if, you know, you're not able to get this, for example, the heal, what you do have is going to be the giant form transformation. As you guys know, Piccolo's giant form transformation is the best one in Dokkan as right now. So this can get activated when all attacking allies are from superheroes, starting from the third turn, or when you're facing against one enemy starting from the sixth turn from the start of battle. So there's like 2 conditions you can use to actually get it, which, again, if you're rocking a full superheroes team, you can get on turn 3, which is something you definitely want to go ahead and use right away, because you want to try and beat Cell as quickly as possible, because this guy is a menace. After he supers, he is just a menace right now. So Cell, I would say Cell is probably going to be easily top 5, or even top 4 maybe, but definitely top 5 most of all Dokkan bosses as of right now on global. So yeah, Cell first form is just crazy. They did a good job, because he's only going to be tech and there's only one stage, but like they did him justice as a tough boss. So shout out to Dokkan, because it makes the game a lot more fun. But damn, it's pretty scary that this is only stage 2, and there's gonna be probably like minimum 4 more stages throughout the celebration. So Orange Piccolo is definitely someone you want to go ahead and use. The full superhero team is very good, so you can definitely rock that as well. You can also bring the Gammas underneath his leader skills, so that's just something as well you can also like play around with. So Piccolo is definitely your #1 pick as far as what the top 10 best characters to bring against the Cell. The second one I want to go ahead and bring here is going to be here God Goku. If you did actually pull him during the Pure Saiyan, or sorry, the Saiyan Day Dokkan Fest or Saiyan Day celebration. So Super Saiyan God Goku is going to be a leader for Pure Saiyans or Hybrid Saiyans, Ki +3, and then HP attack and defense 170. And then if they're also part of Power of Wishes or Exploding Rage, they get an extra attack and defense and HP plus 30%. He does raise attack and defense, cause immense damage to the enemy. What's really important about this Goku is, of course, his passive, right? So on his intro mechanic, he has attack plus 100% when performing a super attack, and then randomly change keyserts to a certain type, keyserts excluded, to Fizz keyserts for 6 turns for start turn when there are 6 or more superclass allies on the team. Goku has one of the best leader skills in Dokkan because it's pure or hybrid Saiyans, which again is just a very big roster and a lot of good LRs, and even free-to-play LRs as well, or units as well. So this Goku is definitely going to be really good here. As far as his passive gets here, Ki +2 attack and defense plus 150, plus additional attack and defense plus 50% when attacking, and then a mere chance of evading enemies super attack, enemies attack including super attack. He also gets your additional attack and defense plus 50% and chance of evading enemies attack including super attack plus 30% when you give him 3 or more key spheres. And then when you give him actually 6 or more key spheres, he has a guaranteed guard and does additional super attack. So this is really, really important because this will make Goku, again, a really good character against Cell because of the dodge mechanic, and also just in case it does actually fail, if you actually give him 6 or more key spheres, you have the guard in your back pocket. So this right here, it makes Goku really, really good against the Cell. Defensively, it's more because of his dodge, right? Like Cell right here is just, again, he's just really, really strong, hits very hard. And this Goku, the fact that he can dodge here is actually really nice. And then, of course, you have the guard in your back pocket just in case you don't actually dodge here. You have the guard, which is pretty good. So this will make Goku a good enemy. A good card to use against Cell here. And also the fact that, again, his leadership is Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans. So you can bring a lot of revival characters to actually beat Cell or like use against Cell. He does have an active skill here as well, but can only be used from turn 5. Or if he actually does 4 more super attacks, which should be pretty easy to get. But again, you really want to have this Goku right here just for his dodging and his guard ability. But more importantly, is again a very good leader skill. So definitely God Goku, if you do have him, you definitely want to go ahead and use him against Cell. Just make sure that you are giving him 6 key spheres. So you know you can guard just in case he decides not to dodge here. So that's gonna be number 2. Number 3, we have the queen herself, LR Bulma. Really, I don't have much to talk about LR Bulma. LR Bulma is fantastic, even at 55%. She can tank. I wouldn't say tank like the best, but like it's one of the best characters to actually tank the super from Cell early in the phase of fighting Cell because again she has damage reduction, she has support, and then she also has a support for 2 turns as well. When you give her 5 or more key spheres, she's not only supporting herself, the units on this turn, but also the characters on the next turn as well. So she's very, very reliable. And then after she's super, she does her double super. If you're actually able to give her 5 key spheres, she is pretty good. Now, it also makes her pretty good that she has guard for the first 7 turns. She gets attack and defense and key +4, and attack and defense plus 177% at start of turn. But what actually makes her pretty good is going to be this right here. So she gets additional attack and defense plus 17% per key sphere obtained. So depending on the orb RNG, if you actually give a lot of orbs, she can look very good defensively at the start of turn. If Cell decides to super attack you, which is fine. She also gets your damage reduction plus 7% at each turn, up to 77%. So after 7 turns, Bulma's gonna have 77% damage reduction. She's also able to Rainbow Orb change, which is really powerful for this character because again, she's someone that's gonna look very good defensively. The more orbs that she gets, right? So LR Bulma is gonna be very good, and she's on a lot of good teams here as well, like Earthbred Fighters, Power of Wishes, of course. These categories are going to basically are gonna need Bulma, and Bulma can definitely perform very well. And of course, she has an active skill when you actually get to turn 7, which is pretty crazy because all allies keep +7 attack and defense plus 17%. Attacks up against all types for 1 turn. And again, don't forget that if you actually give her key spheres 5 or more, she's getting an extra 37% attack and defense to the entire rotation. So she's going to be a very good buff and good character to actually use here. And she also does nuke the entire field as well. Does she not provide... Yeah, there we go. Change all key spheres to STR. So again, free heal, and then all this good stats here as well. So again, Bulma is definitely crazy, not just as a support unit, but also as a character on your team. The only problem is that, of course, that her leader skill, is only 150 across the board, which is very outdated. But Bulma can still perform, even if she's not on a 200% leader skill. On a 170, she can still definitely perform well against this Cell. So definitely a top pick to use against Cell. So that's going to be number 3. Number 4, who we have here, is going to be, of course, Golden Frieza. Now, because of this fight for Cell, this is a fight that you actually do not want to try and, have for very long because you only have 1 item, and Cell, again, is just very, very deadly. So you want to try and beat Cell as quickly as possible. So this is why Golden Frieza is going to be really good. And the reason why is because, of course, he has the damage reduction 90%. Which does decrease by 10% for each turn that passes by. But again, this is something that you want to try and do very, very quickly. Now, again, Frieza has 90% damage reduction, so he is going to tank the super attack very, very well. But as the turns go by, like, next time you actually get him to be at what, 70% damage reduction, he will look pretty weak here. But again, Golden Frieza is just here to put in slot 1 to absorb the super attack. Hopefully you have full dodge in this character because you do not want to be hit by this character, by Cell's super attack, because it's just, again, one of the most tricky bosses in Dokkan. So Golden Frieza is definitely someone you want to go ahead and rock with. Even if it's not going to be on a full, like, Terrifying Conqueror's team, Frieza can still, he's on a lot of good teams right about here. So even on a 170 team, Frieza can definitely tank because he's also part of Power Wishes, which is very powerful. So Golden Frieza can be their slot 1 character. Now, just in case you don't have this LR Golden Frieza, you can definitely substitute for, let's actually go here to Sworn Enemies. You can actually substitute for a TUR version because you actually are able to bring the TUR version. So let me actually go and try and find Golden Frieza, the TUR version. Wait, where is he? Is he not here? He's not part of Sworn Enemies. That is crazy. Let's maybe go to Target Goku. I thought the TUR version would be part of Sworn Enemies. Target Goku. Where the heck is this Frieza? There he is. Perfect. So if you don't have the LR version, you can definitely use the TUR version, the EZA one, because basically all it requires you is that your HP be above 40%, and you have your 90% damage reduction. But again, for this character, you want to go full dodge because they're just meant for defense. So This is another character you can also bring in if you don't have the LR version. Golden Frieza can definitely be used here. Because the only character you can't use in this event is actually going to be Devilman. Is the restriction. So, yeah, you can definitely bring here Golden Frieza. Now, the other character you want to bring here as well is going to be here God Goku. Again, God Goku is going to be type advantage, but more importantly, what he has here for the first 10 turns is that he gets your Ki +3, defense +50%, and a high chance of any enemy's attack, including super attack, and also has a high chance or a 50% chance to crit for the first 10 turns. So this God Goku is just really here for his dodging, but also he does raise attack and defense on his 12 key super and his 18 key super. His 18 key super, he greatly raises attack and defense for 5 turns, where on his 12 key super, it's only for 1 turn. But again, he's really here for the dodging. He also gets here as well 11% attack and defense, up to 55% per pure Saiyan or Hybrid Saiyan character ally on the team. So you do want to be careful on how you want to make your team, because if you're using a double like Orange Piccolo team, he's gonna be completely fine, but you do have to worry that he's not getting the full stats here. So he will take a little bit of damage, but again, he does have the 50% chance to dodge in his back pocket, which would be a lot better compared to like using, of course, your like UI Goku, the AGL from Tournament of Power. Like, you can definitely use him because he has a better chance of dodging, but one attack, one normal, and it's lights out. But this God Goku right here will take about like 100k depending on your rotations and your team build per normal. But again, he can also dodge for the first 5 turns. So this God Goku is really, really good. Definitely recommend against the Cell here. And also is a very good on a pure or hybrid Saiyans team. So if you're rocking this guy right here as a team, you can also rock this guy right here as a floater while getting his full passive, right? So God Goku is gonna be pretty crazy. He's actually pretty good against this Cell here because of his dodging. So I definitely recommend you bring here the God Goku. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the other characters that we have here, we actually have here the LR Goku and Vegeta from GT. This character is really here only because of their standby or revival, right? Because this one here, you can actually activate pretty easily since Cell hits pretty hard. And basically, is when your HP is below 50%, or if this character receives 4 attacks or more. These guys cannot survive a super attack. They take a lot of damage. But because you have the standby active skill, you get, you know, a free heal, and you also get free damage as well. So Super Saiyan 4, GT, Goku, and Vegeta are definitely going to be a character you want to bring here as well, because they also have a 200% leader skill, which is Power of Wishes or Battle of Fate. Ki +3, HP attack and defense 170, and then if they're part of the Final Trump card or Shadow Dragons, they get an extra 30%. These guys can tank pretty well, and one of the reasons why is because from their passive, they get damage reduction, right? So they actually get your Ki +1 and reduce damage received by 10% up to 50% with each super attack performed. So because these guys can do multiple super attacks, these guys can actually build up to 50% very quickly, which in my opinion is going to be better than these guys right about here. These guys are unfortunately are not a top 10 unit, and the reason why is because even after they super multiple times, they take like 300k per normal. So unfortunately, these guys right about here aren't really the greatest option. And this is where the damage reduction from the LR Goku Vegeta is just much more better, because you can easily get 50% damage reduction on turn 1, depending on the RNG, or I should say even 40%. But they will tank a lot better compared to these guys right about here. And also, their standby active skill is also superior to these guys right here, because if you get a standby with this Vegeta Goku and you haven't stacked your defense, it's almost pointless, because Vegeta, even though he's really good, he is going to get completely smoked by Cell. So, but these guys right about here are just a lot better. Plus, he provides here, when you actually transform to Super Saiyan Vegeta, GT, he provides here all allies Ki +8 attack +80%. So, Vegeta is pretty good here. So, unfortunately, these guys don't make the top 10 because they get absolutely smoked. But these guys, because of their damage reduction and their standby skill, is much more superior, because you do get a full heal. These guys are definitely going to be a top 10 unit to bring against Cell. So, definitely the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and GT Goku are definitely a top 10 picks to actually use here against Cell. So we can actually... let's see here. Do we keep you here? No. So if you another character you actually bring here, because this is gonna be what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 7, surprisingly, who I'm actually gonna put here. Let's actually go ahead with oh, here we go, Bond and Parent Child. Who you actually want to bring here is actually going to be Ultimate Gohan from Dragon Ball Super Heroes. They're actually a much better pick compared to the 8th-year anniversary LR, Goku and Vegeta from the Majin Buu saga. And one of the reasons why is going to be because of his passive. As far as his leader skill, is going to be Superheroes or Hybrid Saiyan, Ki +3, HP attack and defense 170 across the board. And then if you're part of Bond and Parent Child or Movie Heroes, you actually get an extra 30%. So the reason why Gohan is actually much more superior compared to the Z Duo is because from his passive here. So on his intro mechanic, he actually gets your attack and defense plus 100% and guard all attacks for the first 3 turns from the start of turn, whereas another Bond and Parent and Child category ally on the team. He also gets your attack and defense plus 150%, plus Ki +1 per keystone obtained, and then plus additional attack and defense plus 30% with each super attack performed up to 150. Launch additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack when Ki is 20 or more. And then this is why basically we want to put him on the team. It's because he also has a high chance of nullifying Ki Blast super attacks directed at this character, which is basically a coin flip, but it's still a 50% chance. And as we know, Cell, his super attack is going to be a beam super attack, as we see right about here. So because it is a beam super attack, Gohan is going to be a very good character to deflect that and also to run on the team. And also, when you have a full 24 key super, his attacks become super effective. But more importantly, like, the guard and the nullification is going to help you tremendously against Cell, because he will, he will basically take 0 damage from it, right? If it actually does proc. But this is a character that you want to put in slot 2 or 3 for sure, just because, again, Gohan does get extra attack and defense up to 150%, and also on his 12 key super and 18 key super, he does also greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. So Gohan is going to look a lot better defensively after he supers. And then in this case, he does actually get super. You do have the nullification in your back pocket, but if that also fails, at least Gohan will be built up defensively better after he supers, and then also has a guard ability. So your chances of you actually surviving the super attack are going to be really good. So Ultimate Gohan, not going to front, is actually pretty good in this event here. So I did do a video with this character using a full orange Piccolo team, which was a superhero team, and Gohan did not disappoint even at 55%. So Gohan definitely very good against this event, but one reason why is because of his guard ability, but also has a chance of nullifying the Ki Blast super attack. So that's going to be what number are we? Number 7. So for number 8, this one here is going to be kind of a double-edged sword. So we have here, of course, here Super Saiyan God Vegeta and Super Saiyan Trunks from Future. These guys are definitely very good against Cell, but the only problem is that you need to make sure that these guys are going to be stacking their defense first before they get super. Because if Cell super attacks them and they're not fully built up, and even though they super attack, they're taking at least 300k or even 400k from a super from Cell. So these guys are definitely would be a lot higher, but as far as a no item run, these guys are going to be like almost dead last. And again, the reason why it's really not their fault, it's just because Cell hits very hard, and you have to make sure that these guys are going to be fully built up before they eat a super from Cell. So they do get your defense plus 15% up to 75%. They do have the guard ability as well for the first 5 turns. It also guards all attacks and defense by 70% as the first attacker in a turn. So these guys are definitely a slow 1 character, but if Cell supers you right away, you are taking 400k, and then don't forget that Cell does increase attack by 30%. So each normal that you're doing after that, if they're not fully built up, they're taking around at least 90 to 100k per normal. So these guys would be very good, but if we're using as a no item run, these guys are almost dead last because they take like too much damage. But if you're using like a Whis or like a damage reduction item, these guys are like definitely easily like number 2 for sure. For Vegeta and Trunks right about here. But as far as a no item, like it pains me to put them like almost very last, but they're still really good because they have a very good leader skill here as well, which is Bond and Parent Child or Future Saga 170 across the board. And then if you're part of Battle of Fate, you actually get an extra 30%. So this allows you to bring also the 8th anniversary LRs. And actually a lot of good other characters here as well. So definitely going to be very good here. Is this actually going to be number 8 or number 9? Let me actually recount. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so number 9, we actually have here Gohan. Now, Kid Gohan, the reason why he's actually really good is because he has type advantage. Now, I can't really comment on Kid Gohan because I don't have this character, so I didn't use him against Cell. But I believe Kid Gohan is going to be pretty good here against Cell. Just because, again, he has pretty good stats. He does stack defense as well from his passive with each attack received up to 58%. So, again, I think he's going to be in the same boat as his Vegeta and Trunks, where you need to have him fully built up before he eats a super attack. And then Kid Gohan can perform really well. So, I have them going to be, like, dead last. A good character you can actually bring here, which I actually forgot to put them, is actually going to be the 5-year anniversary LRs, EZA. So, let's actually go here to... let's go here to Future Saga. And we're just going to pull up LR Vegito. If we can actually find him. There he is. Beautiful. And then we're actually going to go here to Final Trump card as well to pull up Gogeta. So this is going to be like a 2-for-1 basically. I would definitely put these guys higher compared to Vegeta and Trunks in my opinion. Go here to Final Trump card and we actually bring you up here just like that. So these guys right about here are definitely a solid option to use against Cell. But they're going to be a floater until turn 4 until they get their active skill transformation or their transformation condition, sorry. And one of the reasons why is because in their EZA, as a third attacker in a turn, they do have here a great chance, which is a 70% chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. So these guys are definitely going to be really, really good, especially that if you actually get multiple super attacks, they do actually raise defense for 1 turn. So both Gogeta and Vegito are going to be really good options to use against Cell. And then when you actually get here to turn 4, which is basically their second rotation that you have these characters, they actually transform right into blue. And when you actually transform into blue, they have here a they actually have here a guaranteed dodge for the first turn because Cell does not nullify dodge. So this is really good because these guys can do a lot of damage when you actually go blue. And the good thing about Vegito is that if you give him a full 24 key super, he does a guaranteed additional super attack. And then Gogeta, he's super effective against all types, but if you give him a full 24 key super, he does a guaranteed crit as well. So Vegito and Gogeta are definitely really, really good. And once you actually get Cell below 50%, you can actually go ahead and use their active skill in like slot number 3. Because again, their active skill can be used when the enemy's HP is below 50%. And then if you use their active skill in slot number 3, they still get all the they actually still get this passive right here. So these guys can do a lot of damage and are still really, really good. So they do have here, again, a 70% chance of dodging. And then when you actually get to turn 4, they have a guaranteed dodge. And then you can have fun with their active skill once Cell is actually below 50%. So Vegito and Gogeta definitely going to be a top 10 pick to use against Cell here. So I guess that's going to be about it. I don't want me to video too long here. But yeah, that's going to be the characters you want to use against Cell. Now, as far as the honorable mention, I probably would say maybe the Gammas are going to be an honorable mention. Because I haven't really used them yet against Cell. But the Gammas can definitely perform really well. And one of the reasons why is because for Gamma 2, even though it might be a bit scary, Gamma 2 does have the nullification on his, as far as his passive right about here, right? So Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are really, really good. But I don't know how well Gamma 2 would probably eat a normal from Cell because he also needs to build up and he'll get pretty lucky with the additional super attacks. But you can see here he has a high chance of nullifying Ki Blasts directed at this character. So you can definitely survive Cell's super attacks, but as far as his normals, I'm not too sure if he'll tank pretty well, even though he's going to be linked up with this Gamma 1 right here. And even Gamma 1, I'm not too sure how well he can tank a super attack and the normals after that, because he does also need to build up as well. So it's going to be pretty interesting, but for now, I'm going to leave this guys as a honorable mention. So That's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully this was actually able to help you guys out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know down below the team that you actually use to actually beat the event, so we can actually maybe help out the other Dokkan players. But yeah, this is gonna be definitely my top 10 recommendation list to use against Cell. Number one pick is definitely gonna be Orange Piccolo, and then the list goes on. But yeah, these are definitely the top 10 characters you want to go ahead and use against Cell for the Ultimate Red Zone. But this is pretty crazy because, again, this is only the second stage, and there's going to be more stages where it'll be much more difficult compared to Cell. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting for the celebration, for World Celebration, all right? So, I want to say thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe for more content, and hopefully, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!